Albert Hazzouri Jr., Trump's dental calendar got attention. CBS reported that on May 2, the White House said Trump had a scheduled dental appointment at his local dentist in Florida. Then on May 26, Trump went to Walter Reed for what the White House called routine annual dental and medical assessments. Think on that for a minute. That is 2 publicly disclosed dental-related appointments in the same month. And Reuters reported this Walter Reed trip was his 3rd visit to Walter Reed in 13 months. Now, is that automatically scandal? No. A 79-year-old president getting checked? That can be normal. But when the White House says, dental, and Trump's past dental world friend comes with a criminal record evidence, that is where the story gets teeth.
Albert Hazzouri Jr. is a Scranton, Pennsylvania cosmetic dentist. But he was not just some random dentist in the phone book. ProPublica described him as an old friend Trump caught up with at Mar-a-Lago in 2017. At a 2016 rally, Trump even shouted him out by name, "Stand up, Albert." Pause on that. Then Hazzouri sent Trump a dental policy note on Mar-a-Lago stationery. Trump wrote on it to send it to David Shulkin, then the VA secretary. That is the pattern, family. Not policy through the front door. Not a hearing. Not a public process. A friend at the club. A note. A marker. A stamp. A route to power. Birds of a feather do not always fly in formation. Sometimes they just land at the same private club. Was he Epstein's dentist? Just asking for a friend.
The criminal evidence. Now here is where it gets darker. Like Despot Donnie, Hazzouri has a criminal past. According to an HHS administrative law decision, a police complaint was filed in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania on June 28, 2021, alleging Hazzouri committed indecent assault and harassment against a dental patient after a procedure at his Scranton office. Think on that for a minute. Important legal distinction. Those were allegations in the complaint. What did he actually plead guilty to? On January 28, 2022, Hazzouri pleaded guilty to simple assault. The state court sentenced him to 1 year probation, $5,000 in fees and costs, and ordered a mental health evaluation. So do not overstate it. He was not convicted of indecent assault. He was convicted of simple assault. But HHS later looked at the record and said, this conviction related to neglect or abuse of a patient in connection with healthcare delivery. That triggered a 5-year exclusion from Medicare, Medicaid, and all federal healthcare programs. Pause on that. That is not gossip. That is a federal evidence.
The birds of a feather question. So here is the real question. When Trump's orbit keeps producing people with access, influence, favors, scandals, convictions, and government consequences, at what point do we stop calling it random? Hazzouri tried to frame himself as a small-time dentist, but ProPublica reported he had enough access to get a dental policy pitch in front of Trump, and Trump marked it toward the VA. Then later, Hazzouri referenced wanting to open a Florida office to treat the president, his family, and visitors with dental needs, though ProPublica reported that Florida office never materialized and his license application was withdrawn. That is why this matters. The scandal is not Trump went to the dentist. The scandal is the ecosystem. The club, the access, the friends, the notes, the favors, the same kind of people orbiting the same kind of power. Birds of a feather? Maybe the better question is, why does so much evidence keep falling out of the same nest?
So here is the bottom line. Trump had at least 2 publicly disclosed dental-related visits in May. His Walter Reed trip was reportedly his 3rd Walter Reed visit in 13 months. And one Trump-linked dentist from the Mar-a-Lago orbit later pleaded guilty to simple assault connected to a patient case and got hit with a 5-year federal healthcare exclusion. Pause on that. That does not prove Hazzouri treated Trump this week. But it does prove the dental evidence has a long shadow. Comment, feather evidence, if you want the full Mar-a-Lago access map next. And remember, subscribe, share, comment below, because when the powerful smile for the camera, somebody still has to check the teeth.